and welcome to a special edition of the Andy Zork Show. We're going to spoil Star Wars for you, so if you haven't seen Star Wars The Force Awakens yet,
go see it!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's on you if you listen any further. Han is dead!
Ben, who is really Kylo Ren, is Han and Leia's son.
And Luke shows up at the end. Alright, now we spoiled everything.
So let's get into the more details.
Let's get into the details, yes.
Oh, and Rey's a Jedi!
Yeah. Well, Rey is a Force character.
She is on her way to becoming a Jedi.
She's gonna become a master. You can sense it with the Force.
I still think that there is Force sensitivity in Finn. Because he does hear voices when he refuses to kill the innocents in the village.
I agree. Yes. There is some possible Force sensitivity for Finn, but he is not on the path of a Jedi.
Right now.
And never.
And
I don't think he's ever going to be on the path to a Jedi.
But he is purely good. He's a good character.
He's good.
He is good. He has a good soul.
It'll be interesting to see where he goes, because he's not a pilot either.
He's not.
I mean, he would be the first hero that we have in the movie, in this, that's not a pilot and not a Jedi. He's just a soldier.
Yes, he is.
And by the way, Finn, why he knows all the things in the Death Star so well is because he worked for the First Order.
As a janitor!
Yeah, that was...
How does he know all this? We have no idea.
Hey, but you can only ask. I mean, the janitors know every corners of buildings.
They do.
It's probably a good job for him.
Yeah, that's good recon right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, Rey. Who is Rey? Is she related?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe Rey's related?
No.
Unless she is the long. I mean, this is a new planet. It's never been in canon.
Here's a theory. Okay, theory. No spoiler, just theory. Well, possible spoiler. After Ben turns evil,
Then,
do they send her away? Is she a younger sibling he knows nothing about, or maybe vaguely knows something about, and they send her away?
She does.
Possible.
She does reference a family that's never coming back.
Yeah, because
and I was.
She touched the lightsaber. She was.
She went to that.
Remembered somebody taking her away.
Right, and she had the flashback to Ben turning on Luke and the rest of the Padawans or whatever that was.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Let's jump to Kylo Ren.
Another question: are we supposed the guy that gives the map to Poe? Are we supposed to recognize him? I didn't. Are we supposed to?
Was sitting there in that first scene.
I felt like I was supposed to.
Sitting there in the first scene, I was thinking that this is Disney. They're going to tie a lot of stuff together, a lot of cross promotion. At that point, I was convinced that Kylo Ren was Ezra Bridger, and that guy that gave
It crossed my mind.
Jarrus.
It crossed my mind that Kylo was Ezra, as I was, particularly as and I don't think it was misplaced, as I was watching the most recent episode of Rebels, when he kind of, he taps into some maybe dark power. In that,
and in the next season, or the next half season of Rebels, they're going to get into Ezra's family, and when when the old Jedi, we assume it's a Jedi, he kind of looks like a Jedi, says don't forget about your family. Now that ends up being Han and Leia are his parents, but I don't know if that was just a red herring. I mean, we're talking about J.J. Abrams directed this. This guy that created Lost, full of red herrings. So yeah, it's a lot of misdirection. Yeah. It could just be a little Easter egg. It could be something that they're just going to let the fans debate for a while, because J.J. Abrams really likes to just focus on move the plot. Don't explain things. Just move the plot along.
So on the side of Ezra Bridger, you can kind of see how he could be Kylo Ren, because
But now we know he isn't.
He isn't.
Right? I mean, we could have thought that going in the movie.
Yeah.
But he's not.
Son.
Yeah, but you can kind of see how Ezra.
But we haven't said how.
But
How does Han die, Andy?
Oh wait, I want to say it. So Kylo Ren, also known as Ben, he starts getting all like nice and tricks Han, his dad, into thinking he turns back nice. But then he's like holding out the lightsaber, and they both grab it, and then Han's like tugging, but then Kylo turns it on, and then it's stabbed through, and then Han's like, "Why'd you do that?" and falls back, and he falls into that pit thing. But
So you asked me previously one of the questions. What did you think about the villains in the movie?
Yes.
Uh,
And there's a villain that was never referenced in any.
So let me rattle them out.
All right.
Kylo Ren, everything I expected and more. General Hux, way too young.
he's weird.
To be the general and in charge of those people, too young. He's got nothing on
And
target.
a guy
He got nothing.
He was able to talk back to Kylo Ren, which was like the baddest badass of the First Order, and he's like,
Yeah.
no, the Supreme Commander is, you don't want to go against what he wants.
Right. I mean, we needed a Tarkin character as Hux. Somebody with some gravitas.
Yeah, you probably should have cast that older, someone,
Older.
I can't think of anyone.
Yeah.
I want to say Sean Connery. He might be a little too old for that, but you want Sean Connery like 20 years ago.
Right. Captain Phasma, complete disappointment.
Yeah.
Not even in the movie. Why bother?
I mean, what?
I hope she has a bigger part
In the
forthcoming.
If she survived.
If she survived.
Because we
no
we don't know if Finn was like threatening to kill her.
Well, we know
right?
he didn't, but we don't know what
Yeah.
happens to basically any of the characters at the end as Starkiller Base implodes.
Yeah, we know that the general takes Kylo away too.
Well, no, we know that he's been requested.
Yeah.
I thought we would see. We didn't.
We didn't.
But I think I agree with you.
He's too strong a character not to come
It's
back.
safe to assume that both of them get off planet.
I want to add
Yeah.
something on to Kylo Ren. He is so obsessed with his
Darth Vader.
Grandfather.
with his grandfather that he up to the point where he wears a mask and doesn't even need it.
Yes.
He I think half not fully half, but a lot of the movie he doesn't even wear it.
No,
Well,
He's just there.
Will he need it going forward?
He may
Yeah,
be,
will.
but have you ever seen the original character art for Luke Starkiller versus Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Where Vader's mask, his head is there. It's just the face mask. It kind of looks like Bane from the last Batman movie.
Yeah.
We could get a character design like that.
So is Kylo Ren's weapon a lightsaber?
I'd agree to say yes, but on the other side, a little bit no, because
It's like
at
fiery.
the time,
But yeah, I
A
mean,
lot of
It's like
it's
fiery.
it is inherently different.
It
like
is.
a lot of us knew
In
the
the fight
lightsaber
scene
that
at
was
the
simply
end.
just the normal with
In
one
the
blade.
fight scene at the
But-
end, like you saw like Luke and Anakin's lightsaber,
Yeah.
and it was like perfectly like straight, and his was just like all
Well, I
wavy
think
and,
for
like,
continuity, the lightsaber technology on
Has
the
changed.
original Anakin lightsaber had to be the same.
Yeah.
Right? It had to be
Yeah.
the same for continuity.
And
But
I think the lightsaber explains the character a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Because
Rougher on the edges.
Kylo was Ben Solo, who was being trained by Luke Skywalker, but then goes away. So if he was willing to go against Luke's teachings, not only in the ways of the Force, but maybe also in the ways of building a lightsaber, since that is the final task of a Jedi to become
Yeah,
a Jedi.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, the hilt
Yes.
or whatever you want to call them, they seem goofy. When you see them used in battle, they make all the sense in
Oh,
the
absolutely.
world. All the sense in
Like,
the world.
I like-
Especially as you
he, like,
get up
just
close
shifts it.
and you're battling sword
Yeah,
to
he,
sword. and now you can work that hilt into somebody.
He like just shifted it a little and it was like
Right.
burning.
You can
into
work
his
the hilt
shoulder.
into somebody. It makes
Yeah.
complete sense.
Yeah, I can see how he did build his lightsaber because I know it's all leading back a lot to Rebels.
And that just shows you how much better this movie is than Episode 1. Episode 1 had a double-bladed lightsaber. This one has a triple-bladed lightsaber.
So, the villain we have alluded to but not mentioned, what do you think? My favorite villain.
Yeah, there is definitely something. His name is
Snoke?
Snoke.
Snoke, yes, Snoke.
And
Not to be confused with President Snow. But maybe.
or Felicity Smoke.
Is it? But is it Donald Sutherland?
Oh, it could.
I don't think it's Donald.
No.
So, yeah, Kylo Ren's all leading back to him. Like
He
every
looked orcish, though.
He did
Yeah.
look. He almost
He did
looked
not
all like Gollum.
Yeah, like he looked a Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah.
Gollum, orcish, it was all
He
in
was
there,
like
right?
this
Yeah.
giant person who's just like sitting
Yeah,
I
there.
think he's person sized though.
All the people
It's just the hologram is huge.
You only see him as a hologram when when Kylo Ren speaks to him, and he's the
But
master.
Hux too. Hux also speaks to him.
Yeah, right. Hux
But
does speak.
is he the master of Palpatine too?
Well,
Well,
let's
let's-
get into
Who
this
is
theory.
it?
Wait,
Who is
so we're leading back to episode 3 when in the meetings room thing and when Palpatine is telling Anakin about this bad Sith Lord that could like heal people from dying and like save them, but he can't save himself.
Right.
So we were all
Now, it's heavily alluded to in that scene that Palpatine is the apprentice that kills his master.
Yeah,
Who is
Yes.
Darth Plagueis?
Yes. Yeah. Well, and that's the new book, Darth Plagueis. Pick it up, read it if you want to get into the expanded universe. I'm going to be reading that on vacation this
But
spring.
does he know if he can heal himself?
no,
Right,
he
this
cannot.
is what we
Is
don't
he
know.
Yeah.
And maybe he never.
Did he ever find that out?
Palpatine says that this Sith master could surpass death itself. But the young apprentice, we assume it was Palpatine, killed him in his sleep. Maybe he didn't really kill him. And there's just been this Plagueis guy who does not. I mean, he's been deformed. He's not human the way we are human. Something happened to him. So
Or-
he could just have existed in the Force until he had enough Force power to bring himself together in a new body.
Like
Or is this Sidious?
Oh yeah.
We saw him thrust down the shaft. He could have been further deformed from the more. Remember the original? It was the lightning that deformed him originally.
Yeah.
Maybe
fell
lightning
down this
further
lightning
deformed
shaft.
him. Maybe the explosion or whatever happened at the bottom of the chasm did. We never actually saw him go.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like he should have a backstory. I don't feel like he's just this.
It's called
random
episode 8.
person
Yeah, I think we'll get it.
Like he's going
Like,
to
yeah,
have
you-
a backstory.